On a spacecraft, a machine opens a sleeping unit to awaken Ryland from a medically induced coma. The ship's AI Mary asks him some questions to check his state of mind, but it turns out that Ryland is amnesiac and therefore terrified. He gets off the table and desperately escapes from the robot arm, making his way through the ship in search of other people. When he finally finds a person, he's horrified to discover they're dead. Ryland keeps wandering around the ship and wonders where he is. Eventually he finds a window and finally understands he's in space. He also realizes that he can recognize the different machines, which means he's a scientist. In the next room, he finds huge screens that play clips from beautiful places on Earth. After he finds clean clothes, Mary asks him to film a daily diary, but he asks for the captain instead, so Mary has to explain that he's the only survivor from the crew. He tells Mary to take him back, but she doesn't recognize that command. Looking at a screen, Ryland sees the sun and thinks he's still in the solar system, so he wants to send a message to Earth. However, Mary explains that the transmission would take almost 12 years. A very confused Ryland checks the map and realizes he's looking at a different sun. Afterward he checks on the fuel and notices it's low. Using all the information on the screen, he does the math and concludes he's 113.8 years away from Earth. Suddenly he has a headache and some memories come back to him. He was a molecular biologist and always kept up with the news about the Arc-Light probe, which was investigating something called the Petrova line. The images captured by this probe revealed that the sun was dimming. Ryland worked as a middle school teacher, so his students had lots of questions about this news. He explained that the Petrova line was an infrared line from the sun to Venus that was slowly dimming the sun. In the next 30 years, the Earth would start to get colder. The kid panicked because they heard that this could kill all life on the planet, but Ryland assured them that the brightest minds were already working on a solution. In the present, Ryland shaves his beard and checks the supplies to find some vodka, so he gets drunk and has a snack. When he looks at the crew's belongings, he remembers befriending them. He uses some of their clothes to make a doll and dance with it, pretending he isn't so lonely. On a whiteboard, he starts taking notes to try to figure out who he is, and soon another memory hits his mind. One day after class, he was approached by Eva, the head of the Petrova team. She read his paper in which he declared water wasn't needed for life and came to ask for his help, so Ryland reminded her that he was fired for what he wrote. However, Eva knew he actually was fired because he insulted a superior, and since then nobody wanted him around. Ryland tried to get away from her, but Eva followed him and revealed that the samples the probe took from the line survived on the sun's surface, so his water theory could be right. Ryland agreed to go with them after they confirmed that the sun was dying. In a lab, Ryland ran some tests on the samples while important foreign leaders watched. The samples could move, but that didn't mean they were alive, and they were so dark it was impossible to look inside them. Ryland kept trying different techniques until he managed to lighten them, and he confirmed they were small alien cells. This test killed the cell, but that meant he could find out what it was made of. After some more tests, he discovered these cells were mostly made of